So in this video, we're going to be talking about big mistakes you need to avoid with Medicare, or some scams that you may need to avoid. And some of these are really not going to be scams, but more or less what you need to look out for and avoid. And the first one is going to be all of these advertisements on TV, advertisements on Facebook and on social media. A lot of these advertisements are essentially clickbait, and their whole purpose is for you to reach out or call in, and they promise a bill of goods and deliver none, because that's not really the point. The point is to change your plan so that they can make a commission by changing you. And they throw a lot of these great benefits out, and I'm not saying that these benefits don't exist in a lot of cases, but for the average person, they don't. And one of the big ones that people get sold on is, a grocery card where you can, rack up a bunch of money for groceries, paying for bills and utilities and things of that nature. And it's intriguing to seniors, so they call in and they end up just putting them on a plan, telling them that all of this is going to be included. Come to find out, none of it is. So while there are very small cases where, you can get help with some of those everyday, expenses, for the vast majority of people, that's not going to be the case. And so you need to avoid this, because their idea is to get, put out a message that's very intriguing that a lot of people would want. And then you get on the horn with them, you get on the phone with them, and they change everything in your plan. Whether you want it to happen or not, or you know what you're getting into or not, doesn't matter to them. They want to make that sale off of you. So that's very important. You definitely need to avoid doing that. The other thing that ties right through this is all of these phone calls. I know so many of my clients that get hundreds of phone calls a week. I know people that aren't even on Medicare yet getting a crap load of phone calls. And I'm not saying that these people that are calling are bad people, and they in some cases they may actually be trying to do the right thing. But what happens with this is, same scenario goes. A lot of them are pressuring people to make to get them in a plan. And a lot of the times they're pushing Medicare Advantage, which Medicare Advantage is not bad, right? You see, and I've made other videos of people saying Medicare Advantage is terrible, stay away, it's a scam. That's not true. There's definitely cons of a Medicare Advantage, and people definitely warrant to feel that way. But overall, Medicare Advantage is not a scam. But a lot of the people that are calling you on the phone, whether it's legal or not, are probably trying to push Medicare Advantage. Well, that might be a good option for you. You need someone that's going to give you an unbiased opinion of what your true options are, not just hammering one product down your throat and putting you in a position or not getting the coverage that you thought you were going to get. So that's a big one. The other thing that you need to avoid, and this might get some controversy, and these are not bad people, but captive agents. And what that means is an agent that works for one company, right? As a broker like myself and other people out there, we can work with many different carriers. And I think that's very important, because when you're talking with someone that only works for one insurance company, they can only push that one carrier. And so we all know with insurance, in some cases you need a plan specific for your doctors, for your prescription, for the benefits. And if that doesn't exist, or that's not lining up with the plan that they're working for, or that company they're working for, if they're a good agent, they're going to say, hey, we can't help. But in a lot of cases, they just enroll you in that plan. And it's very important that you talk with a broker, because we can look at all your options, really get a tailored plan for what you exactly need, and help you do that and make sure you're in the right spot. But if you're talking with just a broker, you don't really know what other options are out there other than the company that they work for. So once again, these captive agents are not bad people. A lot of them do the right thing, but it's good, in my opinion, whether you work with me or not, to know all of your options, each carrier, the pros and the cons of the plan, and what you specifically need. One of the other things that a lot of the times is marketed, and this can come from agents and this can actually come from insurance companies as well, is advertising, with a fear-based approach, meaning calling you or sending you mail about, hey, call me now, otherwise you're going to have a penalty for life, or we need to get this enrollment done, otherwise you're never going to be able to have Medicare again. A lot of these statements are thrown out. While there is truth to lifelong penalties and and deadlines, that is 100% true, but agents or companies sending mail don't know your situation, so they're just saying, hey, you're going to have a penalty. And that might not even be the case. You might not even be 65 yet, or you might be already on Medicare and you're like, why am I going to have a penalty? You call the number, your plan gets changed, and you're in a tough spot. So be careful for fear-based marketing from agents or insurance companies. You want to make sure if you're getting advertisements that it's more education-based. Like, hey, here's original Medicare. Here's, what A and B are. Or, have you ever worried about this? And they kind of go into an explanation, right? That's more of an education base, right? Which is a good marketing style because you're teaching, you're educating people on Medicare and what to expect, versus this fear-based approach that the whole purpose, once again, is to get you to call in and make a decision real quick so that they can get a sale. We do not want that. So those are a few things that you want to be on the lookout for. Not necessarily maybe scams, although a lot of them are scams, but necessarily just things that you do not want to fall for, and you want to make sure that you're doing what's right for you and your coverage and your healthcare. So if any of this rings a bell, which I'm sure some of it does, please, comment down below what you've experienced as some things that may have happened to you. But once again, if you guys want one-on-one help from me, this is why I make these videos, to put out education and to help you understand Medicare a little bit better. So if you want one-on-one help, my consultation is 100% free. I'm very upfront. Everyone knows at this point that brokers are paid through insurance companies, right? So you're not paying a broker. Your premium doesn't change because you work with a broker. We're just very good at what we do, and we can look at all of your options and make it simple for you. So if that's something you're interested in, my contact information is all down below, so please feel free to reach out. But in the meantime, here's a great video. Hopefully it helps you out. And also comment down below if you have any ideas or suggestions on what you want me to talk about. So it's great seeing you guys. We will see you next time.